Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, on our board, in the usual manner, we have our model from our last video, which we will go through a little bit as a review and then go on to our topic for this video. But our last video was all observations are subjective. Now, I just didn't pick this up for no reason. There is a reason why I wanted to make the point that you cannot have an objective observation. It's very important because we believe we can have an objective observation. And therefore, from our objective observation, we see an objective world. That's the point. There's no objective world. It's all subjective. But we, in the illusion, believe that we can make objective observations about an objective world. And I'll have a reference to I think it's a playlist now on there's no objective world. But we believe there is, very strongly, very strongly. So the concept or the idea or the understanding is there's no objective observations is an important step in moving beyond the illusion. And also, it strikes at the root of the scientific method, because that's the first step in the scientific process. Make an observation, an objective observation. And of course you can't do it, because all observations are subjective. How subjective? That's another question. So this is what we talked about. Now, some of the things in it that we're going to see in the next video for today is out here, the infinite field of everything, or the all, or consciousness, or whatever you want to call this infinity that we are embedded in. From that, we see ourselves here. This is you, this little face of you, and all your senses taking information in from the field of everything that you're embedded in. And you take that information in and you filter it through what you know, your belief system, and then you create your world of which you overlap or project onto this field out here and believe, that's where the belief comes in, that there's an objective world. You keep forgetting that you're the creator and that you're creating your world. You think, oh no, it's subjective. Objective. It's out here. It's not me. I didn't make it. It's here. But you did. And the first thing you do when you project it out here is to have amnesia and believe, oh no, I didn't, that's not me. That's how it is out here. No, this is just a screen. This is just an energy screen on which you project your inside world, inside construction. Now, as I was thinking about this, I don't know, some of you may be old enough to remember that there used to be a bunch of books, very popular, that were 3D picture books. And what it was is you had this book, a picture book, so it was a big picture, about 8.5 by 11, maybe. And it's usually sideways. And you would look at this page close to your eyes, so your eyes got out of focus, and then you kind of put your eyes out of focus and move a little bit, and then a 3D picture would come right out of that. You could, like it jumped right off the paper, and there's a 3D, everything is there, parts, animals, all kinds of stuff, boats and ships. They just come right off the page. And that's kind of what this is. This is a screen on which are all of these interacting fields. And when you project your inside creation onto this field and you adjust your eyes, it will pop right out. And you will say, oh, look at the outside objective world. And it's really your inside creation that you have put outside and forgot that you did that. So, and of course in miracles, in relationship to this, is what it said, because we'll have something familiar in the next video. Nothing is as it appears to you. Nothing is as it appears to you. Nothing is out here, but it will appear that there is. And so, with that background, let's go on to our subject for today. And this is our subject for this video. And I'll read it off my paper. Fascinating question. What are sandcastles made of? What are sandcastles made of? Well, you might think, well, this is a very simple question. If you make things out of sand, it's a sandcastle. And, oh, I wanted to point out that I am having a little tea today, and this is apple cider with green chai tea bag in it. And it gives it a very pleasant flavor for this time of year, which is late September here in Lower Michigan. So now, this is our subject. What are sandcastles made of? And here's our model that I've already put on the board several times. It's the same model we had last time, but we're going to look at it a little bit different. So it should be an obvious answer. Sandcastles are made out of sand. So if you have a big sandbox and you're sitting in it and well, I'm going to make a castle. And you make a castle, it might look like this, and it's made out of sand. Why? That's all there is to make it out of. That's not, you know, out of the ordinary. That's not beyond rocket science. It's part of logical approach. Sandcastles are made out of sand. Now, as we go on with this, we're going to make an assumption. Well, it's pretty well assumed, but I'm going to formalize an assumption. And the assumption is this: consciousness is fundamental. Consciousness is fundamental. So how is that going to affect our sandcastle or our world? Now, in our other model, which we're using the same model, we have out here the infinite field of everything. Everything is here, but it's a screen onto which you project the world that you create inside as determined by your belief system in the subconscious mind. So when you take this information in, which is energy that your senses absorb, you filter it, and from that filtered information create your world, of which you project it onto this screen of the infinite energy system. And as we said before, as you look at it and your eyes go out of focus, all your senses, now it's just not eyes, all your senses go out of focus. This world that you created inside is going to come out of this field of everything in three-dimensional objects. Are there any objects out here? No. Where are the objects in your world? They're your creation on the inside. And then, how do they get out here? They're never out there. That's the illusion. See, it's not that there's not something here, which is the infinite field of everything. It's just that it's not what you think it is. And your belief system, very strong, your belief system in the egoic world is that, well, there is an outside objective world. And so, since there isn't, but it is your strongly held belief, that's why you take this inside world that you create, project it out here, and have amnesia and forget that you're the creator. You think, oh no, I didn't create this. Yes, you did. But you forgot about it to save your ego rear end. I say rear end because I didn't want to use any vulgar expressions. So you save your rear end, that part back here that's called your anus, from recognizing you made it, and therefore your responsibility. So that's our assumption, that what is out here is consciousness. What is out here is consciousness. And what is consciousness? Energy. This is all energy. And there's a reference in the description of the video that basically states Everything is energy. And I'll put it up here just so you can see it. And it says this: everything is energy, and science of quantum physics now offers conclusive evidence of this most basic fact of our universe. Everything is energy, from the chair you are sitting on to the desk, computer, and your office building. Your physical bodies, our physical bodies, are also made of energy. And there's a reference to that in there. And so you can look it up. You can look up a lot of stuff on YouTube. They'll tell you the same thing. Everything is energy. So now we have two things. We have, this is all consciousness that we're embedded in. And everything is energy, which is this infinite field of energy. And we take that in, create our own world, project it onto here, forget like that we did that, and that world, like that 3D storybook page, just comes right out of the board, and we say, oh, look at the objective world, which isn't there. Now, another thing, the only and biggest experiments in the world are being done on the Giant Hadron Collider, which is the biggest instrument, or I don't know if you call it an instrument or a machine, the biggest machine in the world, and it's colliding stuff together. You know what it's looking for? Matter. It's looking for something that isn't energy. Everything that they found so far is energy. Well, where's the matter? Well, now they want to make a bigger machine to get closer to the instant of the Big Bang and find matter. They haven't found it. Such is life in the illusion. But because the belief is so strong in that out here in the energy system is something called matter, that they're going to continue to look until they don't look anymore. So, what have we said? We said everything is energy. Everything is out here is the all and consciousness. Now, you can call it anything you want. That's what I pick. I pick consciousness. If you want to call it something else, go right ahead. Now, what else did I want to make? Oh, yes, and this consciousness is in a big sandbox with no sides, no bottom, no top, infinite sandbox. And so everything, if you want to make a sandcastle, and all you have is sand, the castle will be made out of sand. If all you have is consciousness, whatever you make, whatever you project, is consciousness. And therefore, that leaves us as an extension of consciousness. You are, and I am, and your table is, and your lamp is, and your puppy dog is. All there is consciousness. All there is energy. And somehow we can't get that answer. But when we look at sand, which is just energy in one form, we can make sandcastles out of sand. But when we see consciousness, energy, we think, oh no, my world is made out of matter. It's made out of stuff. It's objective, and there's objective things out here. Can't prove it. You can talk about it, can't prove it. And that's why the other video, which might not have got the attention that it might deserve, is that all your observations are subjective. There is not one observation that you can make of this world out here, this energy out here, that is objective. Not one. And yet you absolutely believe there's an objective world. What does A Course in Miracles have to say about this? Now you'll remember from the last video, the other one. I'll put it on the board right here so you can see that one. That's from the last video. Now here's the one from this video. You but behold yourself in whatever you see. You but behold yourself in everything you see. Now, here's your world on the inside. It is made the way you are. This world reflects your belief system. And when you project it out here and you think you're looking at it through your senses, it is a reflection of your inside creation, which is you're beholding yourself because you're making it from your beliefs, which are your life experiences and express who you are. So everything you experience that you think is out here in the energy system is a reflection of you. And if you don't like this reflection that you are getting, you got to change your belief system. Oh, you might not have thought about that. Now hold on a moment. I dropped my very important paper. So now, what's the conclusion of me rambling on here and you're saying, I hope this guy gets to an end soon? The conclusion is that you experience nothing as it is. You experience nothing out here as it is. You can only experience it based on this model and your creation, as your creation. So you can experience nothing that is not you. And therefore, what you think of me is a creation of you. And not only that, what you created reflects you and not me. You never see me. You can only see your interpretation of me. Now, we made that in several other videos But it's very difficult because we're absolutely sure you are, then I'm an object. And you're looking at me objectively. You're not. You're looking at me subjectively through your interpretation of the information that you are getting from the outside energy system, and that's where I'm sitting right now in relationship to you. And so is your chair, and so is your computer, and so is your television, and so am I. You never see what's there. You can only see your interpretation, which is subjective. This is an illusion. Now, what's an illusion? Illusion says there's something there, but it's not what you think. There's something there, consciousness, but you believe it's something else. You believe your sandcastle isn't made of sand. It's made of other stuff, which is called, in your mind, well, this is all objective. Nothing's objective. Everything is subjective. And you create everything the way it is. Nothing is what you think it is. And that makes it an illusion. To recognize and understand the illusion, you got to change how you view things, your vision. Not your sight, your vision. And your vision is determined by your belief system. And your belief system is distorted because it's all subjective. Not one thing in it is objective. There's not one objective observation you can make. Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. And the illusion is very sophisticated. It is very magnificent. And it is very difficult to say, well, this is an illusion. It's not real. Be good to yourself. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time, right here in the illusion. And that's where we're at.
La surveille de mes noces, ô grand Dieu, que la nuit durera.
La surveille de mes noces, ô grand Dieu, que la nuit durera.
Je mis la tête à la fenêtre, vis la lune au point du bois. La pointe du jour, arrive, arrive, le joli jour arrivera.
La pointe du jour, arrive, arrive, le joli jour arrivera.
Je mis la tête à la fenêtre, vis la lune au point du bois.
Vis la tête à la fenêtre, vis la lune au point du bois.
Je lui dis, oh,